Hey, 915 High School Football Insiders out here at Chapin High School with brand new head coach Marco Chavez. Coach Chavez, thanks for having us.
Oh, thanks for being here. Appreciate it.
So, new head coach, got a chance to come out here and talk about the program with Coach Warner, but we haven't got a chance to talk to you yet. I know things have been hot and heavy, a lot of things to implement. Didn't get the job as early as you should have, probably, or could have. So I know you were very busy. I appreciate you having us out here, but we just want to talk to you about what your journey as first a football player here at Chapin High School looked like and how that transitioned. You know, what got you into football playing, and then what got you into coaching, and what got you here as the head football coach of Chapin High School.
All right, so a little bit about me is I came here, graduated from Chapin High School from the magnet program. I was here under Darren Walker, which is at Franklin. Played here with Ryan Warner and Frank Martinez. Some like coaches that were there at that time as well were McQuarter, Lane McQuarter, that's at Parkland, Patrick Brown, Renee Hernandez, who was a former head coach here. So I mean, just talking about those guys, you know, that's a good group of guys, or a great group of coaches that led the way.
I might even say elite. You know, yeah. Coach Walker himself is responsible for like 15 head coaches across the state, it seems like. So definitely see where that goes from. So, and then that gets you into coaching, I think, maybe?
Yeah, so once I was here, I was a free safety quarterback here, was all-city
I was about to say elite level. Yeah. As some people say, you did very well, you know.
All-city MVP, I was all-state. But I had some, you know, a guy before me, Chris Day, and then guys after me that kept it going. Yeah. So that constant, what do you call it? That constant pressure, or that's always on you, you know, just keeps on getting us better. And that's kind of why Chapin is, or historically has been like that. And it's just going to continue to do that. So as far as that, after here, I went to go ahead and play at Mary Hardin Baylor, UMHB, one of the D3 perennial powers. And there I had some elite coaches as well. You know, at the time, I didn't understand really the scope of what those coaches were going to mean to the entire state of Texas. So my a GA there, that was my DB's coach, Tony Salazar, which is now the head coach of Austin Westlake. A guy that I played with, Lee Munn, is now the DC at South Lake Carroll. And then my head coach there, Pete Fredenberg, is a legend in that Central Texas area, and especially at Mary Hardin Baylor. I was there to open it up, and then just retired a few years ago. So, and then now my DC that was there with Fredenberg, he's now the head coach at Mary Hardin Baylor. So, like I said, elite coaching from the get-go. I mean, I could even go back to even my middle school days with Colonel Preston and some guys like that, and Coach Carbajal, that were amazing, you know, in my life, that made a difference for me. Then from there, after college, I was able to go ahead and help out at the middle school. I was in Killeen, so that's kind of where I got my foot in the door a little bit. Starting off in the middle school, Ransier Middle School in Killeen. Then from there, I applied to two places. I applied with Coach Walker at Franklin, and at Killeen High School with Coach Jones there.
Okay.
Killeen called me first, so that's where I ended up. Went down there. They called me up on a Friday. Was there on a Monday. On my way back to El Paso, Coach Jones calls me and said, "You got the job." And I didn't think anything of it, or I didn't think it was going to come of it, because I gave my resume to legendary Al Doc Wilson, was a legendary trainer there. He got the resume and he stuck it underneath the head coach's door. I was like, "Oh man, no one's going to take that." But he did. He ended up calling me, and the rest is history. So from there, Coach Jones was one of my first head coaches. Then after that, Neil Searcy, who's athletic director and head coach at Gainesville High School still today. So like I said, some amazing guys that I've been able to go ahead and work under. And then rest in peace is the DC and D-line coach that I was able to work with, Coach Greg Russell there as well. So a lot of those guys have been able to get me and have helped inspire me to be where I'm at right now.
Okay, so you get here. What gets you back into coaching here in El Paso? How do you get back here? What is like some of your coaching experience here to get you back to Chapin High School?
Okay, so I mean, I'm from here, so having the opportunity to go ahead and come back. So Coach Marsh gave me a call He saw me at the state wrestling tournament when we were there.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "Hey, we need to go ahead and talk." I was like, "Okay, we might have some openings. If you're, at the time, he didn't tell me anything about what the opening was going to be or anything like that. He said we might have some openings. Would you consider?" I said, "Yeah, I'll go ahead and consider." Uh, so the time my grandfather was going through some complications. He has cancer, but it just seemed like a right time to go ahead and move back. And it was an opportunity to be back here where I'm from. And like I said, there's not many places I would want to come back, and this was it. So it was awesome to come back and be able to give back to the school and the community that have given a lot to me, so much.
Outstanding. So that brings you back here. And I think you're in a unique position as a first year head coach. A lot of first year head coaches inherit programs that, quite frankly, the ship is in the wrong direction. It might be sinking. There's lots of work to do, lots of fires to put out. I think, quite frankly, you are in one of the best positions as a first year head coach in the city. You've got a lot of great players. You've got a really good senior class, and you got a lot of good role players, and the average player here is good. You talked about being a coach in Killeen, a military community. It's a military community here. Talk about what your view of the program, what sold the admin and the parents on you, Coach Chavez, when you took over the program, and what's your vision like for the program?
So we're going to go ahead, first of all, is player development. What is our freshman going to look like? I think at that level, we got to instill faith. And what is faith? Faith is complete and total trust in one another. Here at Chapin, we don't know where we're going to get kids from. We don't know where they're going to come in from, transfer from, or go ahead PCS from. So we got to instill, hey, we got to find a way to trust each other, hold each other accountable, respect each other, and be able to communicate with each other at that level. Because we're coming from a lot of different backgrounds.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to instill faith there. After a couple of years, on the JV level, love. We've had some time with each other. Now I'm going to hold you accountable. We're going to have some academic excellence. We're going to set expectations. We're going to set goals here. And then when we finally get to, when we get to varsity, we got our championship habits. We're going to have discipline. We're going to have great effort. We're going to have faith in one another. We're going to go ahead and have mental and physical toughness with each other. So all those combines are what we're trying to go ahead and add up to our championship habits. And that's kind of the goal here, and what the vision is going forward into it. We have these championship habits, and that's what we want to get to. We want to get to championship effort and level of competition.
And that's a great culture. And like I said, the ship's going in the right direction. I think you're going to keep it going in the right direction. So what do you envision for the 2024 season? What are some of your goals, and what are some of your expectations for this very talented team?
So our goals they don't change. Our goals are, go ahead and we're going to win our pre-district. We're going to go ahead and you're going to, win the North. We're going to go ahead. And when we talk about that was a big deal here. It's not just about the Northeast. It's about winning the entire city, the entire community. It is, winning the North or running the North is not just something that it just pertains to this community. We want to make it citywide, statewide. It's something bigger than just us. Let's get our name out there. From there, win a district title, going to by district, play in December, and then we want to be two-stepping in Jerry's world. So that's kind of the biggest thing that we have here, that we really not just want to get to December, but we want to go ahead and we want to be on the show and win it.
That's what I'm talking about. So when you have expectation and goals like that, we talked about the team. Everybody knows the team. However, we had to bring in some new coaching staff, I take it. So I'll let you take this time to talk about some of the changes you've had in coaching staff and some of your assistants. And if you want to just end by, introducing, of course, the OC and the DC, those guys that'll be at the helm on each side of the ball. What did that look like this year?
Yeah. So if you really want to know what kids think about you, go ahead and lose 7 coaches plus your head coach and see what happens. Yeah. So luckily for me, these are great kids, and I had great relationships with them, and they just kept on showing up. It didn't matter if it was just me and 2 other guys, but the kids just kept on showing up, and they held accountability to each other. And that speaks volumes of those kids, because they could have given up. They didn't have to keep on showing up in the offseason, but they did. So kudos to them, and I give props to them because that shows a lot about their character
Right.
and what their made up is and what their mindset is going into the season. Right. As far as the new coaches that we have on board, I know Felix Chavez had tweeted out, about Trayvon Hughes. So he's on here. He's our running backs coach now.
Yep.
Our coordinators that we have Coach Jordan Grant. He's under the Valise umbrella. He's been
Yep.
with the Valise brothers. Coached with them in the past, and then now we got him as our OC. Smart guy on top of everything. I think it's going to be very beneficial to us. The next guy we have is an alumni. He knows the expectations here. He was went to the third round of the playoffs too himself in his senior year, just like we did. So that's Danny Rodriguez. He's also heading our track program as well. So making sure that our kids are able to transition from football to the next sport is huge for us.
Yeah.
Especially with a familiar face. So that's imperative to us.
Yeah. So that sounds like some great coaching staff additions and a couple promotions. A coach for Coach D-Rod. And again, you hit it. A track program has got to be like this for football. And I will be frank, you guys got some speed out here, so that'll be interesting. Coach, I appreciate you having us out here in this busy time of year. Looking forward to seeing good things from you, Coach.
Yes,
appreciate
sir.
you.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Boom.